Welcome everybody to this edition of Breakfast with Jeff. As you know, I've got a little bit of a new little setup here. I've got, as you can see me a lot better. I'm using a ring light, so you can see me a lot better. It's getting darker outside. In this edition of Breakfast with Jeff, I'm going to break the barriers just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you some secrets. I'm going to give you a way of setting up a karaoke machine. Now this setup will save you tons of money. Now, I know a lot of people out there don't like to go and pay thousands of dollars to have a karaoke person come to your house. At the end of this video, you won't have to do that. You will not have to pay all that money. You'll be able to have the karaoke show in the privacy of your own home, outside in your yard, wherever may you decide to do it. It's a long process, so let's get right into it. Okay, there's three things that you need to do a karaoke show. Number one is a sound system, which the first thing you probably need to get yourself an amplifier. Go to your local thrift store, you have them for $20, $30 maybe. Okay, on the back of the machine you'll see an auxiliary and you're going to see a CD. Those are the two options you can use. Get your basic audio video cable, that would be your yellow, that would be your red and your white. Go ahead, hook that up to your whatever your auxiliary or your CD of your player, okay? That's part one. That's your sound system. Part two, get yourself a karaoke machine. Make sure it has an output and an input. That will come handy a little bit later in the show, okay? All right. Now that we got that settled, the next thing you need to do is, if you buy a karaoke machine, you already have your microphone, okay? Next, you have to have yourself some music, right? Well, here's the situation. That's the way they get you. Nobody has thousands and thousands of songs, right? Wrong. I'm going to break the barrier. I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't be doing this. But I want people to have a good time out in these times that we're in right now, okay? There's a program that I use called Karafun, K-A-R-A-F-U-N. I know I shouldn't be part of processing this. But they have a situation where you can pay like $9.99 a month and get 85,000 songs. 85,000 amazing songs for $9.99 a month. Now, here's the kicker. You got to have the internet, of course, to use it. It's just a website. You go to the website, carafun.com, go pay the $9.99 a month. You get yourself 85,000 songs to get the entire catalog of great music. Okay? Got that situation. carafun.com. Okay? Once you get that, you have 85,000 songs at your disposal. The next thing is going to cost a little pricey. So you have to get yourself a laptop. A DVD player might work real good too for you. But you need something with internet on it, internet access. Maybe some people say maybe a tablet. That could be too, but I don't know how you'd hook up a tablet for the next part. Because we're going to need, after the tablet's done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to need, after the tablet's done, we're going to need to go ahead and get a cable. You're going to get a cable called a Y cable. It's going to have the red and the white connection. Then it's going to have a little tiny output jack, input jack, and that's going to go into your laptop. When you buy your laptop, I know I'm going too fast, I apologize. But when you get your laptop, when your headphone jack, you're going to plug the one end, the small end, into your headphone jack, and you plug the other end. Remember I told you your karaoke player, or your karaoke player, karaoke machine? In the input, you're going to plug in that part into there, okay? And remember the white part that was supposed to go into your amplifier? That's going to be your sound. So you're going to have your sound and you have your music right there. You already quarter the way done already. You already got your sound, you already got your music. And with a microphone built into the machine, you already got your microphone too. So you already done already, believe it or not. Now, when you turn on your amplifier, set it to whatever output it is, either auxiliary or CD. And then the other thing that you can do is you can also go ahead and do, when you turn on your karaoke machine, just make sure that's set up for auxiliary 2 or auxiliary, whatever it may be. Maybe be called CD, it might be called auxiliary on there too. Whatever it may be, click it into your output channel, and that will give you the sound to the machine. Okay, all the sound. Let me explain how this works. Okay, it's very confusing, I know. When you push the output channel and you go into the receiver, all the sound from the karaoke player is going to go into the sound system, okay? And that cable when you put that sound system into the box, it's shooting the sound of the music into the box, and the music is shooting the sound of the music into your speakers. There you got your sound and you got your music. Now, plug in your microphone, turn it on, sing it to heart's content, because you have the microphone, you got the sound and the vocals. Simple as that. And with having the KaraokeSetup.com and having that $10 product, you got 85,000 songs at your disposal. Simple as that. That's how you do it. It's simple. I know I've kind of busted the breaker here. I shouldn't be saying all this stuff, I know. But I can't see people paying, $500 to $1,000 for somebody to come out and do karaoke for them. I am not saying don't go and get somebody to do karaoke, because I do want you to steps. I do want you to go do karaoke, but I want you to also be able to know that if you can't afford to get karaoke, and you can't afford to do this stuff, I can tell you how much it's going to cost you to do your own karaoke show, and it's not going to cost you $500. It ain't. You're going to pay more on the food than you are going to pay on the entertainment. Let me explain how the prices are, okay? The amplifiers you can go get to your local thrift stores for $20, $30 a piece. Just make sure they have the auxiliary, and CD and all that, all your inputs in it. Because if it doesn't, it ain't going to work. You got to make sure it has a bunch of inputs. Like auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, CD, all that stuff. That's $20 to $30 right there, okay? So write that down, okay? The karaoke machine, that can be a little pricey, $50, $60, $70, even more, depending on, just make sure it has an audio out and an audio in. That's going to help you to hook up to your system, okay? The last but certainly not least, of course, is your microphones. So those, I bought some of mine for like $20, $20.99. I got 2 rechargeable karaoke microphones that were absolutely fantastic. $20.99. Simple as that. Okay. Now I'm only about 7 minutes into the show already, and I'm already done with what I'm saying. So I'm going to go through this real slow one more time, so that way, because I know I'm going too fast. Get an amplifier. $30. Make sure it has auxiliary and CD. And make sure it has a bunch of inputs like CD1, CD2, auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, stuff like that. Okay? $30, I think, for that. Second, get yourself a karaoke machine. That can be anywhere from $50 all the way up to $100 and some dollars. Depending on what you get, just make sure that you get something. A karaoke machine has the same thing, the auxiliary out and the auxiliary in. That's what you want to do there, okay? Once you get those two, you're good. Go to your KaraokeSetup.com, get your $9.99 product, $99.99 product. Boom, you get yourself 85,000 songs, and you got a catalog of songs that you can sing. And don't forget to buy that Y cable. You buy a Y cable when you get your laptop. Get a Y cable. Plug that Y cable into your input into your machine, because the laptop's going to shoot the sound into your. It's going to shoot the sound into your karaoke machine. And the karaoke machine is going to shoot the sound from the laptop into your speakers. Okay, and because just make sure. And then when you go to your karaoke microphones, about $29.99. They could be $30 if you're going to get a karaoke microphone system. They could be a little pricey in that area, but it'd really help you out though too. The reason why I'm doing the show is I do karaoke myself. I do karaoke shows. I don't charge $500 or $1,000 like some people do, but I don't have a big system like they do either. That's why I don't charge as much. But I can't, in good conscience, go out and charge people crazy amounts of money when they could be doing this themselves for pennies less. So I do hope one day that you have me do people in my area do a choreography of shows, because it would really help. But I think with everything going on in the world, and COVID was a big one of them. I know I shouldn't be saying COVID, but being illnesses is going on around the world, I'll say that. You know, people are not going to be running around everywhere to go do stuff. And this video is going to do is going to save you the time. Call up your bunch of buddies, say, hey, I'm going to have a big karaoke party. I said, well, how are you going to do that? You don't have any music. Yeah, I do now. Yeah, I have my system here. I got my karaoke machine. I got my speakers. I got my microphones. I got 85,000 songs on my dispense. I got my laptop here, the laptop with all my music on it. I'm ready to go. So, that's why I'm doing it. You know, I want you guys to all have a good time. As you know, you can see me much better because I have this ring light going on here. But that's what that is. I'm only 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the program already, so I'm going to see if I can... I'm going to rant a little bit here for a little while since I've only been 10 minutes into the show. I would like to say that if you're a new video person, a new viewer, thank you very much. If you're an old one, but who's been with me for a while, thank you very much for sticking around. This is more of a show about a review. This would be called Karaoke Setup. And if people watch it, they're going to save a lot of money. I'm telling you, if you swipe through up, you see, oh, another karaoke setup video, but it doesn't look like he has any video. You know, not true. I don't have no karaoke machine setting up here. I don't have no, you know, this or that setting up right here, because the reason why I'm doing that is because I want people. Well, I'm sorry about my eyes. It's just the light is really bright. Sorry. Getting back to what I was saying. Sorry, I was distracted a little bit there. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this. I apologize. I'm just all messy with it here. I'm doing the show because I want people to say, I know you're at school and say, oh, it's another rant about stuff, blah, blah, I don't want to watch it. But this episode is specifically to help people to have a good time, specifically for people to you know, say, hey, you know what, I just want you to say, if you want to help me, Annie, just say, hey, you know what, I was watching an episode on this guy has a show called Breakfast with Jeff, and he was talking about karaoke and how to set up a karaoke machine and get everything set up and get it all working real good. And he told me how to do it. I watched the video and listened to what he had to say, and boom, you know, within about less than 10 minutes to a half an hour, I already have myself my own karaoke show. So it's, you know, that's what it is, you know. And I appreciate the new viewers. I appreciate the old viewers too, but this is called Breakfast with Jeff Karaoke Setup, and this is going to be, the label on this is going to be save money by doing your own karaoke. So, and this would be a very big money. So a lot of these players, all these people don't want you to know this, because if you do know this, you save so much money. You do. You don't have to host you don't have to have anybody host any parties for you. You can do it yourself for pennies. You know, but the way things are, and then here's another trick to you, to tell you the truth, I can't believe I'm saying it too. If you can't find a certain product, eBay is a great place to go to. Just type in the search bar whatever you're looking for. So I can say if you're looking for a certain cable, type it in, and they'll show you pictures of cables, and you can go through the different prices and figure out what you want, what you need, and you know you should get it, you know, apparently pretty quickly. That's what that is. Another thing I was going to say, I can't remember what I was going to say here. So yeah, I mean, you can go over there and get whatever stuff you need. Music, pretty much anything. Oh, another thing that's nice about using a laptop is you can go onto a website like YouTube, and you can zap the thing through your TV to your machine. Okay, so it's like, you go onto YouTube and you, like I said, you can go find the song. Say there's a song on YouTube you know that you like that you don't have on there. Just sign into YouTube, click on the button, and the music will go right through into speakers, and you still have that microphone to be able to sing with. Because you've got to remember, the laptop is shooting the internet connection to your TV. Yes, the Carafon program is on your laptop. Anything that's on your computer is going through the TV into the TV. That's what's really cool about it. That's what the transfer cable does. The little small connection that goes into your headphones, and the other connection that goes in the back into your input on your karaoke machine, that's shooting anything that's on your computer into your sound system. So that's pretty cool too. So that's what that is. I'd like to make this one a lot longer. This one's already 15 minutes long already, but I know you're all going to say, well, you're speaking so fast, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I'm going to go through it one more time, because I want everybody to hear how to say it real slow so you guys can understand. Number one, get an amplifier. Okay, $20, $30, go to your local thrift stores, to pick them up. I think you get them much cheaper. Make sure you have an auxiliary out, number 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, and a CD, which will be another input that you can get. Make sure they have those. That'll make sure that you at least get the sound. Number 2, get an audio video cable, which is the red and the white. One end to go into your amplifier when you buy buy a karaoke machine. Take the output one, plug in that one that you have to the amplifier, plug the other end into the karaoke machine output. Then the hard part, get yourself an laptop. Go ahead, get a Y cable, which is just an audio video cable with a very small input, jack. I think it's a 1/8 jack. I think it's a 1/8 jack. Plugs right into your laptop. I think it's a 3/5 jack. Sorry, 3/5 jack. 3.5. That'll plug into your laptop. Shoot the sound of the music into your sound system. And the last but not least, for your music, go to Karafun.com, Karafun.com. Go to upgrade. Click on $9.99. Type in all your payment information. Boom. You had access to 85,000 songs. Craziness, amazingness. And I don't know if I'm just doing a pitch here. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to get them a lot of great customers because I think they deserve it. If you're new to it, you already know what it is, then great. If you don't know about it, then you need to check it out. Just Karafun, Karafun.com. Okay, that's what that is. And that's pretty much all you need to be able to set up a karaoke show. Or if you don't have a lot of money and you can't afford one of those, big, then you have another option too. If you have a karaoke machine with those connections, all you have to do is plug in your sound into your karaoke box. If you have the auxiliary out, auxiliary in, just plug the auxiliary in. The one hook up the jack goes, that little plug-in goes into your laptop, and you got it plugged into the input. Then that way you'd be able to go ahead and play the music right into your karaoke machine. So that way you can just sing, with the regular, karaoke machine as well. So if you don't want to use the big machines, the big speakers, you can use the small karaoke machine. So if you do get a karaoke machine, don't just get a little small one that directly hooks up to your TV. Get one that has a speaker to it. So that way if you feel that in a more intimate setting, you can just turn on the machine. That's what I do. I turn on the machine, I crank on my music, and I start singing. And you know what? It's a nice little machine. It brings out great sound. And that's all I can say about that. So that's what that is. I don't know. I might get strikes every night because I'm advertising some company, which I'm not trying to advertise anything. I'm just trying to get people to be able to. If you cannot do the Karafun, if Karafun can allow you to do this, or instead of strike me or whatever, I don't know what's going to happen here. You can go ahead and go to your local YouTube station, type in your favorite song /karaoke, and then they'll bring up channels that have all this. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I should have any problems because, like I said, I've seen a lot of shows, a lot of channels that are giving away, that are bringing out karaoke music, of songs like, all kinds of music. It's got, karaoke versions of them. So what I'm doing is just trying to give them a little word of mouth advertising, say, hey, you got to go try this place out. So they're getting more business. Good for them, So all I'm going to say in conclusion if you do the job and get everything straight up the way you like to and everything works out great, terrific. I will leave the comments on, so if you want to send a comment saying thank you for the video, terrific. I'd love to hear your responses about that. If you don't like anything I've said, just put a thumbs down. Now let me know, okay, you didn't care for the video. I understand. But I'd like to hear what you think about this. If you think it's great, send a little message, say, hey, this is a great idea, thank you so much. I'm just trying to follow up with some of the success I've been having with some videos. A lot of people like the reviews I've been doing, so I decided to do some more reviews on that. Some of the other people liked the in-memory albums, which I've been working on, and I'm working on doing some more of that, but it takes a lot of research to do that one, because you got to find the right person to highlight, and you can, if you want to help someone, if you got any ideas of who you'd like to hear about, just send a little comment in any of my videos, and I'll read them and I'll check it out, and I'll start thinking about doing research for that show or not. So that's what that is. So I'm up to 21 minutes, so that's good. Yeah, I'll go in conclusion in this so we can get this done with, so we can get this uploaded. Let's see what I'm going to say. If you're a new viewer, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you're an old viewer, somebody's been watching me for a while, thank you for watching still. I appreciate it. Do I care how this video is? No. This video is not to be malicious or anything. It's just trying to get people to have a good time. With everything going on in the world, I think it's great for somebody to sit back, relax, drink a beverage, laugh with some friends, and, hear some great tunes. I mean, I think these artists, if they put out all this beautiful music, the one of the best things in the world, and this is what I think, is you sit down with yourself with a microphone, you turn it on, you sing the song of your favorite artist, no matter who it be. That's pretty much, to me, that's what the whole point of doing music is for people to enjoy it and to help it, be a major part of their life or just be a part of who they are. So that's what that is. I just hope this video is very educational for you. Because I appreciate everything everybody's been done. I'm not going to drag this on anymore. I apologize. I just want to say, okay, I'm going on. I apologize. I'm going to cut this off. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. This is called Much Mr. Jeff, called Karaoke Setup. I promise you, if you will scroll past this, you'll miss out on a great opportunity. Click on it. If you're a karaoke fan, click on this. Listen very closely to what I'm saying. You will end up saving tons of money. These guys are coming out and they're charging crazy amounts of money for something that you don't need to be charging crazy amounts of money for. And if you can save money, and guess what? The products are there for you to do it. I'm just giving you the opportunity to do it. Before I start, I'm going to give you all the information and all the products that you need right now. For the karaoke, you'll need two audio cables, okay? That's what you need. You need a Y cable. A Y cable would be a red and a white and a plug-in, I think it's a 1/8 inch, 3.5 inch plug-in to your laptop, which means your headphones are 3.5. So that will be a plug-in to go into there. If it's not a 3.5, if it's not a 3.5, then you can try a 1.8. That might be a little bit smaller. So if that is the case where you say, oh, it's not a 3.5, I apologize, it's a 1.8. So just to let you know. But those are the two things you need. You need the one for the output for the speakers, and you need the, I don't even think you need the other, you just need that Y cable. So the audio cable and the Y cable is all you need. The audio cable will go to your sound system, which will be your amplifier in your karaoke machine. And the Y cable is going to go from your laptop to the karaoke machine, which would be your input. Because when you look in the back, it would say input, output. The input would be for your music, which would be your laptop. And then the output would be for the output in your back of your karaoke, and the input being your auxiliary or your CD. Okay? And once you get that all taken care of, go to your website, go to the software you have, click on it, pick out your song, enjoy singing. Don't forget to pick yourself up a couple microphones. They're like $20, maybe 25, 30, so if you, depending on what kind you're getting. Okay? I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I hope you all have a good day, and I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this helps you enjoy very great moments. And if you do, just remember where I would just say appreciate if you remember where you got the information from, because I'd really appreciate it. I'm not trying to be crass or nothing. It's just, I see these people going out charging crazy amounts of money, and it's just sad. Because you guys nobody deserves that. For them to want to just have a good time, they shouldn't have to spend crazy amounts of money. Companies go out and they make, with drinks that people drink and food that people eat, that's money right there. They shouldn't have to pay crazy amounts of money for entertainment. For you to just sit there and spend time with them and spend an hour with them and get to know them should be a good privilege alone in itself. So that's what this whole video is about. Is when I say this, when I say goodbye, I say enjoy the day, have a good time, have a good moment, have fun, and remember that in conclusion, it's time that people have fun, enjoy good times, and that's it. So I'll leave it at that. You all have a good time, and I hope everything works out good for you. I hope this video helps you out a lot, and if it does, great. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to send me a comment. I'll try answering any questions you have about the way it sets up and everything like that. If you don't like the video, just simply send the thumbs down. Let me know that you don't care for the video. And if you like it, don't be afraid to send a comment. Ask any question you might have. I'll answer them as best as I can. Until then, you all take care, and hopefully I will see you for the next Breakfast with Jeff. Until then, so long.